Hey guys, welcome back to some more astrology. We are going to be reading about the sign of Cancer today from the book, The Secret Language of Birthdays. So first what we'll do is we will read about the sign of Cancer, the generalized description of the sign. And then we will go into the decans. Cancer, it's from June 22nd to July 22nd. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac, representing deep feeling, protectiveness, and the home. It is the first water sign and symbolically relates to the period when the human being typically matures, settles into a home base, and acquires the use of introspection as a means to understand life. Specifically, Cancer can be compared to the evolution and refinement of emotional experience in the young adult. Having children of one's own for the first time brings out strongly protective instincts. Ruled by the moon, Cancer is associated with highly personal emotions and also with the life of the subconscious. Dreams are integral to the world of Cancer. If the ocean, whose tides are controlled by the moon, may be said to represent the universe of diffuse feeling, then the crab itself can symbolize the crystallization of those emotions in a single being. The armor of the crab hides its extremely sensitive interior world from view. Cancer can be seen as an evolutionary stage between Gemini and Leo that transmutes airy, verbal, and changeable energies into fixed, steadfast, and straightforward ones. The Cancer personality. If Cancer is taken to represent the fourth period of life, it would be from age 21 to 28. The Cancerian personality can be likened to the young adult seeking to establish his or her own home, career, and perhaps family for the first time. Although the crab is protective and knows how to wait, it is a mistake to think of Cancerians as passive individuals. They can be quite aggressive in getting what they want, but often prefer not to make demands, expecting others to understand their needs, sensitivities, and diverse moods. A strong bond of empathy with another person is far more important to a Cancerian than reason or logic. As with the young adult, deep emotional friendship is of the utmost importance to them, and with it the corresponding need to trust and share. Indeed, Cancerians find it hard to work with those with whom they do not share a personal bond of mutual understanding. Cancerians are often unusual people who are well aware of what sets them apart from others. Their talent for nonverbal expression is reflected in the arrangement of their home, with special emphasis on the kitchen and bedroom. Activities such as eating, sleeping, sexual expression, and the sharing of affection or sympathy must be private, regular, and satisfying in order to offer the unusual amount of psychological support so necessary to the Cancerian. Without these, Cancerians grow nervous and irritable. A quiet evening alone with friends can be an ecstatic experience for those born under this sign. Yet many Cancerians have strange aspects to their personalities, which must be periodically revealed in public. Generally speaking, appreciation is not as important to the Cancerian as is expression and release. Of course, Cancerians are particularly persuasive in the private sphere, where they best work their special brand of magic. So the element, of course, is water. Quality, it's a cardinal sign. Ruler, the moon. Symbol, the crab. Mode is feeling. And the motto is I feel. The periods within Cancer, you have the Gemini Cancer Cusp, which is from June 22nd to the 24th, and that is the image of magic. The first decan of Cancer is from June 25th to July 2nd, and that is the image of the empath. The second decan of Cancer is from July 3rd to the 10th, and that is image of the unconventional. The third decan of Cancer is from July 11th to the 18th, and that is in the image of the persuader. And then we have the Cancer Leo Cusp, which is from July 19th to the 22nd, and that is the image of oscillation. Now, some Cancer stones and uses. The moonstone, of course, is used to balance moodiness, relieves stomach aches. Then we have the pearl, which soothes sadness and depression, lessens loneliness, and strengthens the bones. Then we have the peridot, which bolsters optimism, lends inner strength, resists emotional instability. Some Cancer colors, any kind of pale color or pastel, and then cream and white, of course. Some of the Cancer body areas, I'm sure some of you can already take a guess. They tend to be very well endowed up here. So the breasts, diaphragm, stomach, and skin. And by the way, me being a Leo rising, and since I have Cancer in my 12th house, it makes sense why I'm not as well endowed in this area. Because, 12th house is of the unseen. It's behind the veil. Not seen. Some Cancer keys. E minor. And then where? And then E flat minor. So, E. Cancer plants, water lilies and rushes. Cancer trees and shrubs. The summer solstice, which is heather, cedar, and linden. Then, of course, June 22nd to July 7th, it's the oak. July 8th to the 22nd is the holly. And then some Cancer attractions to Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Some Cancer notables. Julius Caesar was a Cancer. He also had a very infamous affair with Cleopatra. George Sand, Rembrandt van Rijn, Kathleen Turner, Della Reese, Mike Tyson is also a Cancer. Meryl Streep, Nelson Mandela, Helen Keller, Alfred Kinsey, Princess Diana, George Orwell, Pearl Buck, Bill Cosby, Babe Zaharias, Woody Guthrie. And now we're on to the cusp. The cusp between Gemini and Cancer. Oh, I need to readjust this a bit, actually, before I start. To have this elevated a bit so it's easier for me to read it. All right. From June 19th to the 24th is the Gemini cusp. Zodiac position is approximately from 27 degrees of Gemini to 4 degrees of Cancer, and the central concept here is magic. The seasons are late spring, early summer, the solstice. Elements air and water, qualities mutable and cardinal, rulers Mercury and the moon, and symbols the twins and the crab. Modes are thought and feeling. The Gemini Cancer cusp is an overlapping and admixture of the third sign of the zodiac Gemini and the fourth sign of the zodiac Cancer. The GC cusp can be symbolically likened to the period around 21 years of age in the human life as well as literally marking the beginning of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. The GC cusp may be said to represent magic. During this period of the year, many plants are coming into lush full bloom. The length of days has increased to its maximum, and around June 21st, the summer solstice, the day is longer and the night shorter than at any other time in the year. This is the time of traditionally magical Midsummer's Eve, a warm, enchanted night, replete with bewitching smells and sounds, on which supernatural events take place. Supernatural. In human development, at the age of 21, adolescence is over and adulthood is said to begin. This is a period in which magic plays a key role, particularly in terms of the magnetic power of love and the enchantment of romance. The young adult experiences an almost childlike wonder and awe at the beauty of the world and the many magical horizons which have opened up. This is a time for friendships, love affairs, and marriages to lend a transpersonal ecstasy to life, in which the individual surrenders to the power of the dyad or the rapture of the world. Hold on, please. The days which comprise the GC cusp reveal some of this manifestation of magic, not only in the airy and ephemeral nature of Gemini, but also in the deep feeling of Cancer, in which emotional refinement, inward exploration, and nurturing also play their part. The Gemini Cancer personality. In some ways, the Gemini may be spoken of as an inspired individual. Whether their inspiration is more private or public in nature, those born on this cusp have a highly devotional streak in which caring impulses are manifested toward their loved ones or toward an occupation or cause. Those born on the Gemini Cancer cusp can thus be self-effacing in that their egos are often put in the service of a higher power. For this reason, particularly on first meeting, they rarely impress one as brightly lit up, dynamic individuals, but rather profound and thoughtful people with a softer glow that comes from deep within. Every cusp personality comprises conflicting elements, being influenced by two very different adjacent signs. In the case of the Gemini personality, however, airy, light, and energetic Gemini traits complement the watery feeling and sensitive aspects of Cancer by lending ethereal grace and charm. The main conflict arises between the mental logic and precision of Gemini and the more diffuse, subtle emotionality of Cancer. Furthermore, as thought-feeling types, those born on this cusp can lack earthiness and fiery or intuitive impulsiveness. Those born on the GC cusp are attracted to ecstatic states, and fortunately, they are capable of finding inspirational qualities in even the most ordinary of everyday activities, but their lives are only given full meaning when love and romance are allowed to bloom. Some advice for the Gemini. Exercise your magical powers with care. You may need to be a bit tougher on yourself. Keep your eye on the goal and resist any tendency to drift. Do not lose yourself so readily in ecstatic experiences, or you may have trouble finding yourself again. Beware of repressing your feelings or allowing destructive emotions to control you. The Gemini Cancer attractions. Usually people born on the Gemini Cancer cusp are generally most attracted to other cusp people, particularly those born on the Aquarius Pisces cusp, which is from February 16th to the 22nd, and the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, which is from November 19th to the 24th. Some GC cusp notables: Aung San Suu Kyi, Salman Rushdie, Cyndi Lauper, Errol Flynn, Banazar Bhutto, Meryl Streep, Chris Christopherson, Josephine Baharnis, Dr. Alfred Kinsey, Felicia Rashad, and Terry Riley. By the way, check out this cool I forgot what she said it was. My friend Michelle, I actually work with her. She gave this to me. I guess it's something that it's like a holographic thing. It's called like a pod or something, or a pog, but it's super cool. And it's all holographic. It's heavy too. And it's moon and stars. I love it. I love it so much. She just gave it to me today, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. But it's just so perfect to, add to astrology and to my collection and stuff like that. So I was really happy to get that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the first decan of Cancer, and that is from June 25th to July 2nd. Approximately from 3 to 11 degrees of Cancer, and the central image is the empath. Season early summer, element is water, quality is cardinal, ruler the moon, symbol the crab, and mode is feeling. The first decan of Cancer takes the empath as its central image. This period can be compared to a time in the early adult life when the need to understand, feel, and to an extent to identify with others comes to the fore. Such understanding may extend to the life history, feelings, or personality of another person. It may also involve sympathy for another person's ideas or way of thinking. Not only is this process important in developing basic humanity, but also because without some degree of empathy, success in the world of society will be denied. The days which comprise the first decan of Cancer symbolically reveal the young adult developing the capacity to open up and receive positive influences from the world, but also to be more discriminating and resilient in defending itself against harmful energies. In addition, learning about how the emotional life works, how the unconscious functions, and in general, what motivates people to do what they do, figure prominently. The Cancer 1 personality. Cancer 1 people are clever in getting their way. Not in the least part. This is a result of understanding the needs and motivations of others. Despite the image that Cancerians in general have of being dreamy and impractical, Cancer 1 people are often able to make their dreams pay off. Indeed, those born in this period can be surprisingly successful in the hard world of business and impressively adept at handling money. Their watery nature is revealed in treating currency as a fluid commodity, instinctively understanding that a constant cash flow is as necessary to finance as the movement of the tides is to the ocean. Furthermore, one of the fortes of Cancer 1 people is salesmanship. Since they are often masters of human psychology, they are able to convince the potential buyer that a product is the right personal item to purchase. The home is immensely important to Cancer 1s. Selecting, designing, and even building a dwelling is a top priority for the crab. But like their namesake, dwelling is I just said that. But like their namesake, certain Cancer 1s carry their home with them in the sense of feeling secure and protected wherever they are. Those born in this period do tend to be defensive-minded. But again, like the crab, they can show markedly aggressive instincts as well. When necessary, Cancer 1s can make a quick transition from a shy or retiring posture to an attacking mode. So do not misjudge them, all right? That would be unwise to misjudge a Cancer, or any water sign for that matter. Any water sign. Indeed, those born in Cancer 1 must be very careful that their aggressive instincts do not run riot in certain situations. Another danger is that they will deny their aggressive side and attempt to suppress it. For some born in this period, such denial can eventually lead to depression accompanied by periodic outbursts of anger. Those Cancer 1s who allow themselves to get bottled up in a world of highly personal feelings may really put themselves through torture. Such individuals, however, may have already unknowingly taken a first step toward evolutionary growth by having grappled with an emotional side of themselves that is involved and complex. If they are able to win out in this struggle, they may succeed in becoming highly positive and successful individuals. Some advice for Cancer 1s. Don't armor yourself too heavily. On the other hand, remain discriminating. Allow others the freedom to take risk. Though your salesmanship may be excellent, it is not always appreciated. Don't only challenge your fears, but overcome them through self-liberation and action. Some Cancer 1 notables: Carly Simon, Willis Reed, Greg LeMond, Helen Keller, Gilda Radner, Oriana Fallaci, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, Lena Horne, Mike Tyson, Princess Diana, Carl Lewis, Imelda Marcos, Emma Goldman. Some of them I just can't pronounce, so I try though. Okay, so now we are on to the second decan of Cancer. It's from July 3rd to the 10th, approximately from 10 to 19 degrees of Cancer, and the central image is the unconventional. Season is early summer, element is water, quality cardinal, ruler the moon, symbol the crab, and mode is feeling. The second decan of Cancer takes the unconventional as its central image. This period can be likened to the time in a young adult's life when out-of-the-way activities and unusual people occupy interest. Moreover, the challenge to be personally unique may be a focus, not in an adolescent way, but rather in the course of asserting individuality. No areas are considered too far out for consideration or study, and few, if any, activities considered off-limits. The value of privacy and of a private inner life are fully recognized also at this time. The days which comprise Cancer 2 deal with examining group values, revealing hidden secrets, expressing flamboyance, and both exploring and calling up strange thoughts and fantasies. Destabilizing and self-destructive forces play their role here as well. In this fantasy-rich period of life, the thing most frowned upon is dullness or lack of imagination. The Cancer 2 personality. Cancer 2 people are not always what they seem to be. Whether they present a normal image or not, one can be fairly sure that an unusual, even bizarre, fantasy life lurks just below the surface. Perhaps because those born in Cancer 2 are in touch with their unconscious, the weird and the strange are not necessarily so weird and strange to them. Not only are they attracted to unusual people, but also to the more eccentric and idiosyncratic side of quite normal people. Many Cancer 2s enjoy observing, discussing, and perhaps chronicling both human behavior and the wondrous aspects of art and nature. When doing so, humor often figures prominently in their mode of expression, particularly when those in this period turn their attention to the foibles and peculiarities of others. They can be extremely insightful. As the expression goes, it often takes one to know one. Of course, many Cancer 2s function normally in ordinary occupations and do not impress one as being particularly strange. Many of these tip-of-the-iceberg people keep their vivid fantasies and unusual ideas to themselves after years of being met with a less than enthusiastic reception. Those born in Cancer 2 sometimes decide it's better not to attract too much attention and instead indulge in their fantasies in their spare time, leading to kind of a double life. Other more carefree and unconcerned Cancer 2s can really get out there in their imaginative displays. Charismatic, they have a way of touching those hidden areas in people that few acknowledge and even fewer would care to explore. Yet by opening a pipeline to such secret places, perhaps sounding a common chord, Cancer 2s throw light on what many in fact are thinking but dare not to express. By capturing the imagination of others, they can achieve respect in their social circle or even in the commercial world. However, such Cancer 2s may suffer greatly if they fail to find an audience with which to share their thoughts and may take such a lack of appreciation as personal rejection. Some advice for Cancer 2s: make a real effort to get out in the world, toughen your stance a bit, and try not to be so sensitive. Develop your financial sense and cultivate your talent for maintenance and continuity. Keep contact with those who care about you. Put your active fantasy and imagination to a productive use. And then some Cancer 2 notables. We have Franz Kafka, Ruth Crawford Seeger, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Ann Landers, and Abigail Van Buren, P.T. Barnum, Wanda Landowska, Sylvester Stallone, Della Reese, Pierre Cardin, Shelley Duvall, John Rockefeller, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, Nikola Tesla. Oh, now that's cool. Nikola Tesla. Barbara Cartland, the Dalai Lama. I guess that's cool too. Marcel Proust, and I can't pronounce that other name. So now we are on to the third decan of Cancer. It is from July 11th to 18th, and the degrees are from 18 to 26 degrees of Cancer. The central image is the Persuader. Season, early summer, element water, quality cardinal, ruler the moon, symbol the crab, and mode feeling. The third decan of Cancer takes the Persuader as its central image. According to the grand cycle of life in human terms, this period relates to the years of one's mid to late 20s, when persuasive powers can be applied both in business and personal relationships. This is a time when all avenues may be tried and opportunities exploited. Founding a business of one's own, finding a life partner, starting a family, or seeking to widen opportunities are all typical of this period. The days which comprise Cancer 3 symbolically illustrate the active interest of young adults to make something of themselves through investing in a career, taking advantage of situations, convincing and persuading others of their worth, and using materials at hand to build a lasting and solid structure. The Cancer 3 personality. Cancer 3 people know how to convince others of their worth and get them to do their bidding. Powerful manipulators of their environment, Cancer 3s often manifest great drive and determination, yet rarely do they fall victim to blind ambition, even when financial rewards are forthcoming from their efforts. Cancer 3s generally prefer to invest in themselves rather than indulge in materialistic displays or power tripping. Though they may be skillful in debate, many Cancer 3s persuade others less by their arguments than by their presence alone. Strong personalities, those born in this period, are not shy about quietly and effectively applying pressure when needed. Indeed, the ins and outs of political and social infighting are well known to these canny individuals. Because of their highly persuasive nature, Cancer 3s must avoid impacting too heavily on others, perhaps smothering those with whom they interact. Particularly when it comes to their children, Cancer 3 parents should try not to be overbearing, dominant, or worse yet, repressive. Such behavior can cripple a young person's sense of self and independence, weakening his or her ability to survive as an autonomous adult. Whether consciously or unconsciously, most Cancer 3 people are capable of subtly manipulating the feelings of others. Through their highly developed empathic sense. Those born in this period can thus be very upsetting, but when they are convinced they are working for the highest good of their family or organization, they are difficult to oppose. Indeed, when they are on the right track, their powers to represent others as a spokesman or representative are considerable, and they can usually obtain significant benefits for all concerned. Seduction and some forms of manipulation are not necessarily bad or immoral activities. Heightening the process of attraction and desiring to further the action are only natural. Most Cancer 3s understand these facts of life and thus value savvy and refinement in themselves and others. Some born in this period may even go so far as to subtly plant ideas in the minds of people so that they will later act on them, thinking that the intention to do so originated with them. With such social tools at their disposal, those born in Cancer 3 are able to impact greatly on others, even to take groups and organizations to a whole new level. Some advice for Cancer 3s. Don't be too sure you know what is right for people. Work to keep your own house in order. Allow others to express themselves freely. Perhaps no one doubts your good intentions, so it may not be necessary to justify them. Be confident of your abilities at a deep level. Cancer 3 notables: John Quincy Adams, Christy Yamaguchi, Bill Cosby, Kirsten Flagstead, Harrison Ford, Helen Coulthard, Woody Guthrie, Emmeline Pankhurst, Rembrandt Van Rijn, whatever, Mother Cabrini, Reuben Blades, Mary Baker Eddy, John Jacob Astor, Nelson Mandela, and Peace Pilgrim. All right, so that is the sign of Cancer and the Decans. And let's see, I think, yeah, I already did the Cancer, Leo, Cusp, and the Leo video, so you can go check that out. But I hope you guys liked this, and until the next time, peace out.